Which one did you get?
It's just called Google Docs Dark Mode, Chrome extension. It still makes the page white, but
Yeah. But the
but
whole
everything
top
else
is
around it's dark.
dark. Yeah.
hmm
I think I have that. I have dark mode. So I downloaded that extension, JP, forever
Uh-huh.
ago and thought it had been on this whole time. It was not.
Oh,
It was not on. Fucking garbage. I think I might have had it on, but it started. It had like weird effects on some sites.
oh, really?
All right, we're streaming everywhere. Let's bring up the stream. The old telephone, just to make sure. Sounds good. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Frankenculture podcast, your weekly video game podcast full of news, reviews, and opinions on the industry today. Episode 101, and half of the people aren't even here. I'm your host, Steve McCorney, joined this week by the king of North Florida, JP. What up, dude?
North Florida. What's going on, guys? Yeah, we're missing half the crew, but we're gonna keep it live tonight, and I'm happy to be here.
It's extra disappointing because a new Leisure Suit Larry game comes out this week, and I tortured Stackhouse one time. I made him play Wet Dreams Dry once, or Wet Dreams Don't Dry. I forget what it was called, but I made him review it, and he barely could get through it, and he bitched the entire time. So
I know what it is, but I've never played Leisure Suit Larry, and I know how far back it goes too.
oh, dude, it's like one of the oldest PC games. It's kind of ridiculous.
I might have to check it out one day, just simply out of respect.
Baby Bear. Hold on, JP. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, now go to bed. Good night. Sorry.
What's up, Oliver?
2 shows in a row with an Oliver break. JP, what's been going on? Anything exciting?
Just played a couple different games this week. Looks like we both played one of the same games that we've been talking about.
Hell yeah.
The one that I did play that was unique is called West of Dead, and it is also on Xbox Game Pass.
Really?
I like many other great games. I didn't play it to finish. I just played it for a little bit, but apparently it is a roguelike game, and you play as this like undead character who's in sort of like a purgatory, and it's narrated by Ron Perlman. Uh, Ron Perlman is Hellboy, as many of you know, and he's done a lot of other movies. But cool narrator of the game. It seems like a cool game. It's basically a twin stick shooter, and you also can take cover. There's like lights that can stun enemies that you can turn on because the whole setting of the game is there's a lot of like darkness. There's a lot of like unlit areas and stuff. There's like bosses that you have to fight. Like I said, I didn't get too far into it, but it seemed pretty cool. It seemed pretty cool, little indie game.
I definitely had every time I go into Game Pass, I feel like I look at this and then just never download it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the art styles are really cool too. It's like cell shaded, like cartoon.
Yeah, it does look like that, and then the way that he incorporated like the blacks into the game with the darknesses and stuff, it seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, if it looks for those who don't know what this game is, it almost looks like a cartoon that would be on HBO. Is the best way I could describe it. Like old school Spawn. Let's see. Yeah, and then we both played Village, Resident Evil.
And that is just amazing so far. I think you're further than me, but everything that I've played of the game so far has just been fun. I'm not surprised.
No, that's one of the main things. It's definitely like a fun, ridiculous game. I mean, you said you escaped the castle, the first one.
Yeah.
You get your fucking hand cut off, like in that castle, and then you just pour like the first aid shit on there and just like paste it back together.
You know what? Like I wondered about that. I was like, man. I was thinking before that even happened, I was like, this dude Ethan has been through some shit, like some serious shit. Like this guy has suffered injuries throughout both of these games where it's like, man, other than the fact that you have undead enemies approaching you and stuff, like it'd be pretty hard to make it through all that. And then yeah, you have that scene where he gets his hand cut off and he just pours the what do you call it? It's like the mixture of chem fluid and the other stuff.
The green herb.
It's your green herb, and he just pours it on there, and he's like, reconnect this hand, and it's just fully functional again. I don't know. Like I'm thinking Ethan is Ethan a supernatural character or something?
And not, he's supernaturally dumb. I feel like all the shit that's happened to me, he's just like, oh, now what? Now what's gonna happen? Everything's crazy. It's like, it's just ridiculous. I love it. I think I'm almost done. I think I just got through, so each monster or like family member, has its own like level in a way. And I just finished the fourth one. But it's pretty interesting. Like, I haven't found myself bored with it. I enjoy kind of like exploring around. The one shitty thing is, I left the castle without like clearing it, like, and you can't go back.
Oh, you can't? Yeah, I went back to a lot of the rooms because it shows in the game it shows you on your map whether you fully searched it or not. And I went around to most of the rooms, but no, I didn't clear all of them either.
I thought I was going to be able to go back. I thought maybe like I would find something later in the game that would help unlock something in the castle, but you try to go back and there's a drawbridge up. The one thing I will say though, JP, is as you get farther and farther, Duke continuously unlocks more powerful weapons. So I found myself like, I thought like I was walking to endgame, and I wasn't. I still had like a whole nother level to go through. So I spent most of my shit upgrading my current weapons, and then like, a more powerful shotgun and like an Uzi. And I was like, oh, god damn it. So that now I'm just running through like trying to find anything I possibly can to sell to get those like more powerful weapons. But game's great. What are you playing it on?
Playing it on PC. It is great. I read that the playthrough is like 10 hours. I think it's 10 hours about. But no, it's pretty good. There's definitely a bunch of. I don't know if that's 10 hours just like on average, or if that's 10 hours if you collect all the weapons and everything. And but there's still quite a bit to do, and it's been exciting.
Uh,
I was
and I
gonna
guess
I was gonna
go ahead.
ask you. Oh, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the way that it's um, coming full circle? I know you haven't completed it yet, but
So
have they given you anything yet?
it definitely links up more with seven, like that I've seen. Um, in like some of the books you find or like the articles that you read throughout like the village and the different levels kind of like goes back to like medieval times and all this stuff has been going on longer than it kind of lets on. It's interesting. I like it. I was watching a YouTube video that so after you complete it, it seems like it was made for speedrunning, like the fact that it gives you a time at the end. But also, you can unlock cheats that don't affect like your achievements after the fact. So you can unlock like unlimited ammo for your shotgun, and still gain all your achievements because it just wants you to beat the game as fast as possible. So I'm very much looking forward to that. There's a sick ass Magnum you get too that only has like there's not that much ammo, and Duke does not sell it. What do you think of Duke? You like Duke?
Yeah, that guy's cool. I don't know what the inspiration for him was, but yeah, he's definitely a cool character.
Americans. um, in one of the levels, he just like shows up, kind of like Levi just did in our Facebook chat. As a reminder, we do stream this show live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, live every Sunday. But he just like shows up in the stages, so it's not just the castle at the beginning, but he'll show up basically fucking wherever. And that's super interesting because there's a level where he's on an elevator, and so like you're riding the elevator up and down these different levels, and he's just like chilling there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's definitely, you're just like, where is he coming from? Why is nobody else addressing this?
And you can't kill him, you can't shoot him.
Did you try?
Oh yes, he laughed. And then there's videos on YouTube of like people throwing pipe bombs at him, and he just like coughs as this like smoke goes away.
He just eats it.
You were also playing more Valorant, huh?
Yeah, the usual on Valorant. You know, love-hate relationship with these
I was
multiplayer shooters.
I was thinking of you and Levi because on Reddit I saw a what looked to be a Nerf gun, but it was actually a real gun painted as a Nerf gun that was like found in a drug raid,
Oh wow.
and it made me think of your Valorant. What's going on
Does
in
he have that Nerf gun?
CS:GO?
I've still been playing that here and there, just kind of trying to get used to it. It's like I said, it's really similar, but I've been playing, experience some more maps now, and I don't know. It's just really similar but different. But it's fun. It's fun.
So this isn't we're not in news yet, so this isn't news. But Valve is taking action on one of the most common hacks in recent years by VAC banning players who have taken advantage of it before. I don't really know. Oh, Valve anti-cheat. So that's what VAC stands for. So they're just straight up permabanning people if they found that you used a cheat before.
That's crazy. I don't know where they're getting all the. I mean, I'm all for it if there's some kind of new system that they're adopting, but let's see it. Put it out there. Let's see it happen. Make it happen. I'm 100% down for it. Tired of, you know, tired of things being so questionable. want some real competition, like the old days.
It's pretty crazy. There was a Reddit user in the cheat sub that said, "Woke up to all my accounts being vac banned. I even lost my main account that I never cheated on. I'm speechless. So much money locked forever." Take that,
Somebody was
cheaters.
showing me, yeah, somebody was showing me videos too of like different hacks and stuff, and he, like me and him were talking, and he was just Google searching websites of just paid hacks. He pulled up one that was like $70 a month, and I was like, oh wow, like,
That's a
that's
bill.
crazy. And apparently, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. So
Did you ever see that clip of that streamer? And she's like, Clara was using my computer earlier and must have turned on these cheats because like they catch her like cheating. Oh my god, it's fucking great.
she just installed him and everything.
There is no Clara. She was just trying to blame somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, there it is. I'll send it to you later. It's the best. I also have been playing Mortal Kombat 11. So we talked a couple weeks ago about the Mortal Kombat movie, and I was just itching to play, and got Mortal Kombat 11 for like $30 off eBay. Let me tell you, the install on that game is fucking ridiculous, and I don't know like what NetherRealm is doing. But it has an automatic, it has an Xbox Series X like upgrade, and you have to install that. It has 2 different discs as well. It has a data disc that is only in the system for like 2 seconds, and then the main disc, and then everything else is downloaded. And it was a complete clusterfuck. Like half the stuff, like I couldn't use like Rambo or Fraud. Like there's a bunch of different stuff I couldn't use until like the next day. What if, and even trying to like start the game is completely fucked. Like I go to start it and it brings like there's 2 different images on the homepage for Xbox. If you don't select the right one, it opens up this menu that just shows like everything that's installed for the game, and it's not fun. It's one of the few things I've been like that they've really fucked up, I feel like. But I feel like it's more so an issue with NetherRealm and not so much Xbox. Those are
That
first
sounds
world.
wild.
That's first world problems.
How many characters does 11 have?
There's a lot. There's a lot. No striker though. No striker nor Goro.
No striker. He won't be missed.
How dare you? No meat. There's a lot of those like ancillary characters that aren't in it. I was about halfway through the first portion of the story mode, and then Resident Evil came out, so I jumped off. I'll eventually get back on and play that, finish that through. But I'm actually enjoying it for like being a fighting game, which usually I feel like is fairly linear and doesn't really hold my interest for very long. I'm not finding that with Mortal Kombat 11. And even like you can go through the tower and get personalized endings for each character as well. So like Rambo will have an ending, RoboCop will have an ending. There's fucking Spawns in there, Terminators in there.
Yeah, I just saw RoboCop's in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Joker. I'm trying to think who else. There's a bunch, but it's pretty cool. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Also, I am playing Village on casual.
Are you?
I refuse to play it on anything higher than that. I just want to have
It's
a good time.
Is casual like the normal or the easy setting?
Oh, that's easy.
I'm playing it on like the normal setting, and it's not bad.
In like, I haven't like been. I really do wonder like what the difference is. If it just creates more bullet sponge enemies, or if like your crafting materials are less, or like what the story is. Like it still takes a good amount of ammo to put some of the enemies down, so it's still like a good time. Like I'm really enjoying it just from the fact of like I'm not like going fucking insane.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I'm playing it on PC, so I kind of feel like I'm not even playing with the controller on PC, so I kind of feel like I'm
That's hard
kind
mode.
of playing it on easy mode.
Well, fuck that.
No, I think it's easy just because you can just aim so much easier. Like I feel like that game needs to have that
Auto aim.
acceleration from the controller stick and stuff.
Oh yeah. How did
It almost
you
makes it harder to shoot.
you played Hades, didn't you? JP says yes. He's drinking
Yes,
a
I
Red
did.
Bull. It's 8 o'clock at night. This fucking guy. Did you use a controller for Hades, or did you use mouse and keyboard?
I think I tried it with both, but I think generally with those types of games, controller.
Yeah. I had gone through a couple times with just mouse and keyboard and it fucking sucked. And then once I plugged my controller in, it was like an entirely different game. I
Oh
really
yeah, for
enjoyed it.
sure. I think I had the same experience. Twin
Excuse
stick shooters, all that kind of stuff. Controller is just so much more comfortable.
100%. But I am going to go through, like, once I complete my first run in Resident Evil, run through again and play again, like, at a higher difficulty. Because, like, I didn't do the. Each kind of area has the labyrinth puzzle. And I didn't do it in the first castle. And actually, I didn't do it in the last one either. Fuck. Now I'm so disappointed in myself. Chloe Carpenter in chat says, I've started with GameCube Resident Evil, which was 4, right?
I think Code Veronica was on GameCube. Pretty sure.
But wasn't 4 a GameCube exclusive when it came out?
You might be right.
And it had a chainsaw remote or chainsaw controller
That's
that
pretty
now
I didn't know
that now
That's pretty
goes
cool.
for like 200. I believe, Chloe, when Resident Evil 4 came out, it was a GameCube exclusive. And then later came to all systems. Originally released for the GameCube in 2005. And now everyone can get in on the action. But it had a chainsaw remote that was unplayable.
Was it?
Yeah, but now like it sells for like $200, $300. Let's get into new releases. Oh, it's horrible. May 18th, we get the aforementioned Leisure Suit Larry Wet Dreams Dry Twice on PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. It's not even next gen. May 19th, we get a Days Gone PC port. Did you ever play Days Gone, JP?
I didn't. I haven't got a chance to, but it looks like a cool game.
It was not. It was not good at all.
You didn't like it?
No. They promised a lot with that game, and it did not deliver. The protagonist was not likable in any sense. Yeah, fuck. I just did not like it.
You know what? I think I saw somebody play that, and it looked like just the gameplay in general looked kind of weird or like clunky.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't smooth. Again, the character was unlikable. So the enemies were fairly generic in sense of like a zombie game. Nothing exciting there. Continuing on May 19th, we also get Elite Dangerous Odyssey expansion Never Yield on the PC and Switch. On the 20th, we get Backworlds on the Switch, Grand Casino Tycoon for the PC, Just Die Already, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Lacuna on the PC, Mayhem in Single Valley on PC, Of Bird in Cage on the PC, Puzzle Bobble VR Vacation Odyssey on the Oculus Quest. And then on the 21st, we get Knockout City for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Miitopia on the Switch in Rust on PS4 and Xbox One. Uh-oh, JP.
I'm not playing it.
I'm going to get it. I mean, they still have to do the wipes, right?
Yeah, that's true. If you get it, I'll play it.
There's no way around it. Oh, boy.
I wonder if eventually they'll plan to make it crossplay or something.
Yeah, I wonder. There's got to be plans. Everything just needs to be crossplay at this point. I thought I saw something about Destiny 2's crossplay had gotten turned on accident, and Bungie was gonna like turn it back on. I forget what it was, but I was like, who the fuck is still playing Destiny? Who even cares?
Stackhouse.
I don't think he's even playing anymore. Bungie accidentally enables Destiny 2 crossplay, will disable again later this week. What? Like, this is coming from Kit Guru. We'll get into news. So, before you couldn't play PC and console crossplay, it was not supposed to go live yet, so it's probably something they have planned. They basically came out and said this was an accidental sneak peek, and they're going to turn it back off. At this point, just leave it on, right?
I don't know. It seems it's something that people are still trying, and I feel like it works out well with some games, and then other games it's not a good thing.
Like, I feel like with all the like shitty news surrounding Destiny at this point, and all the like issues everyone's been having, you might as well just
go for it.
Yeah, just do what you can to keep people playing your game and like talking about it in a good sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to limit your audience when your audience already is dwindling. Again, Stackhouse is like the biggest Destiny fan I know, and he's like, I think, fully off of it. All he plays is like Final Fantasy. That bum. Let's see here. Getting into news. See Levi. Levi's still in chat, yapping. He said he's gonna get you and he Rust on console.
Oh, we were talking about getting, off. I know we're about to go into news, but we're talking about playing this game called It Takes Two.
He said that. Okay. Never. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, no. I was super hyped for that game. And then like I read more about it, and I don't feel like playing as a couple that's gonna go through a divorce. I've already gone through one. I don't need to relive a divorce.
Well, it is cool that I guess if you buy the game, this basically comes with a free copy that you can give to somebody else.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he said, I'm getting JP and I, It Takes Two to play. But I thought he meant Rust, and he was saying it takes two of you to play. Make sure Levi's the woman. JP, Starfield was announced at E3 a couple years ago. 2018 to be exact. And there hasn't been anything more from it until this week, when I feel like there's been a couple different news stories. Jeff Grubb on Twitter basically confirmed that it will be a Xbox and PC exclusive, with it not going to PS5, and also that supposedly Microsoft has purchased advertisement time for Starfield. So E3, right around the corner, I believe June. We will most likely get a Starfield announcement.
That's pretty cool. I was actually just checking out this game today, but yeah, I mean, it seems super likely. Microsoft acquiring Bethesda, and this is one of their titles, right?
Yes.
This is a Bethesda game, and it looks like it's space themed.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
little is really known about it, aside from it being like a space theme. So maybe No Man's Sky meets Skyrim,
Right.
which would be fucking awesome. But yeah, E3, like I said, just a month or two away, so we'll probably get some. And Bethesda's really good about announcing something and then it coming out like within the year, like before the end of the year. When they did it for Fallout, they announced Fallout at E3, and then it was out in November. So, Chloe, do not buy Days Gone. It is horrible. Chat's blowing up about Days Gone. Please skip Days Gone. Don't buy it. Yeah, I'm hyped for Starfield, and I'm hyped for more Bethesda games. I got off Fallout 76, cool. So yeah.
These leaked screenshots here. There's some leaked screenshots. Not just simple stuff, but it looks pretty cool. I definitely got more into just space-themed anything in general in the last year or two.
I'm a big fan of the moon. Staying on that E3 2021 news here, we are getting some big names being confirmed in the sense of Gearbox, Bandai Namco, Sega, Verizon, and Xseed Games. I have no idea what Verizon is going to be doing at E3. Like,
yeah, what's up with that?
The fuck? We also already had announced, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Take-Two Interactive, and Warner Brothers games. Interested to see. We were supposed to get, I think, 2 new Batman titles this year. And I believe both of them got pushed back. So we'll see if we get any news on that. Levi says maybe their fiber optic is going nationwide, which would be fantastic. There's a lot of... If you have some time, you should look into the broadband rules in your state. Nevada has some of the most horrible rules when it comes to, like, outside broadband companies. Basically, like, Cox has a stranglehold on the city. Like, the whole state. And that, as a county, Nye County had to basically, like, start its own corporation to, like, lay down fiber line so Pahrump could have better internet.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's pretty disheartening. Fucking bullshit, man.
This article talks about people are anticipating for them to show Elden Ring, which is, I guess, it says it's made by George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones, and then also from Software Dark Souls. And I heard somebody mention. I feel like I heard somebody mention this game like years ago.
I feel like you mentioned it.
I don't know, because I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm definitely familiar with Dark Souls and Sekiro and Bloodborne. I love those games. So if Elden Ring's going to be anything like that, I'm excited for it too.
You brought up a RPG like this a couple weeks ago, I feel like. What the hell? What were you talking about?
I don't remember.
You're gonna make me go through and listen again. If it's his game, dude, no more edibles for you. We're cutting off. That's that. Because we were talking about Amazon canceled theirs, or it was maybe you were talking about Amazon's MMO.
Oh, yeah,
What the hell is
yeah.
that game
That's
called?
New World.
Okay,
New World.
dude, did
Pretty
you
cool.
see the stuff about that? You should probably look into it again because
Why,
they
what's up?
released some stuff this week. Excuse me. About like their storefront and all the stuff they're selling. Supposedly it's all cosmetic, but then there's XP boosts as well as paying for fast travel. So people are like canceling their pre-order. Can't like I guess on Steam if a game is in pre-release or in like alpha, you can cancel it no matter how long you've played. So everyone is just like canceling and requesting refunds.
I see it right now. I see this little memo they put out, I guess.
Yeah, they release like your titular tweet of a bunch of text on a background. It was too much text for me.
Yeah, it's like five paragraphs.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Here's some big news. Sonic the Hedgehog's 30 years old. JP, are you 30?
29.
Okay. I've never felt
But-
so old.
Sonic was the first game that I ever played on Sega Dreamcast. Not Dreamcast.
Sonic
Sega
Adventures?
Genesis.
I was going to say Sonic Adventures because that game.
No, just the original Sonic. That was the first game I ever played. First game I ever really like owned that was really mine was Donkey Kong Country. I think I mentioned that before.
Hell yeah. Donkey Kong Country is
was
a
looking-
great game.
I was looking at this article and this person was it somebody like leaked something here and he's like known for leaking stuff and he was mentioning that Donkey Kong like they could release a 3D Donkey Kong game.
I'm down with that.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, Zips is the same leaker who earlier this week backed up rumors about the return of Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. The next Donkey Kong is being developed by the Super Mario Odyssey team.
Right.
That'd
So
be-
if they put out like a 3D game like that for Donkey Kong,
That'd
pretty
be
cool.
really cool. Get your Donkey Kong. You got your Donkey Kong, you got your Diddy Kong. How are they related, JP?
Donkey. Oh, I don't know. Like actually related? I'm not sure. He's Diddy Kong's his nephew.
Why? Levi's texting me about Avril Lavigne, and I don't know why. Okay, so it's weird, yeah, because they're supposed to be related, but Diddy Kong is a monkey because he has a long tail. And Donkey Kong is an ape. He has no tail. Primarily walks on two feet. But then Donkey Kong, DK, is not the original Donkey Kong from the video game, JP. That's Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong.
What?
You didn't know this?
You mean from the Donkey Kong with Mario?
Yes. Jumpman.
Right. And then Donkey Kong Country was the first Donkey Kong game I played.
Have you ever played Donkey Kong 2? Where
I think so.
I believe it's on the Virtual Console on the Switch. That's probably my favorite one because you're Mario and you're just spraying Donkey Kong in the balls with bug spray. It makes zero sense in the world. But I'm hyped. I didn't even see this news. Oh, this was from Thursday about Donkey Kong. Well, there's another rumor about our 30-year-old Sonic friend that they're going to do a complete new Sonic collection, and they're going to do Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with Knuckles. super hyped for that.
Did you like
ever
the movie?
the Sonic movie? Yeah, I really liked it. I like Ben
I thought it
Schwartz.
was pretty good too. I mean, for as many video game movies that come out, and for how many that are not good, I thought it was pretty good.
That was one of the last movies to come out before the world ended and quarantine took over.
That's true. Yeah. You remember that original, the original design for him?
It was great. I wish they would have changed it. What a bonehead move that was to try and redesign Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, okay, they're making that Mario movie, right? And they just redesigned Mario. Now he's like he's incredibly skinny and buff. And Nintendo's like not expecting any pushback on this. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That Sonic movie is really good. My kid liked it too. Did you ever play like you're saying that Sonic was the first game you played on Genesis. Did you have the Knuckles cart that you could plug the other games into?
No, that sounds cool though.
Okay, dude. Sega Genesis was the kings of like. So there was your Sega Master System, then Sega CD, which your Master System set into, so it could play like CD games, including Sewer Shark. Then it had the Sega 3DO, which plugged in top of your Sega. And was there one more? Okay. But then, so you had Sonic 1, 2, and I think maybe 3? Or was Sonic 3 with Knuckles? Okay, no. So Sonic 3 didn't have Knuckles in it yet. But then they released Sonic versus Knuckles, and it was a cart, but in the top of it, it flipped down, and you could plug other carts into it. So you could go in and play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was my favorite, but now have Knuckles in it, which was like wild. It was a really cool idea.
It's amazing.
But you just had this monstrosity of a system with your Sega CD, your Sega 3. I never had the 3DO, but like you could just build this entire like Sega creature.
There's a lot of like add-ons to old video game systems where you're just like, wow, like what? I never even knew about that, and it seems so ahead of its time.
Oh yeah. I believe Game Boy had like a sewing machine that came with a game that you could create patterns or had preloaded patterns on it, and then the sewing machine would like do it. I was a big nerd, JP. I didn't have that, but I had like the light and the Game Genie. On my Game Gear, I had like this huge magnifying thing and all the battery packs.
Yeah, but did you have the Magnavox Odyssey?
No. I thought you were going to say, did I have the... So, Game Gear also had a TV tuner attachment that, like, I wanted so fucking bad. Like, so you could just watch TV on your Game Gear. It would just pick it up through the antenna. And I always... Man, I dreamt of getting that thing. What a great life I would have had. I had a Game Shark, too. Levi Morris. I had a Game Shark for PlayStation 1. Moving on, we're going back to Gabe Newell. He's teasing a Steam-related console announcement. During a panel interview at a college in New Zealand, he was asked if Steam will be porting any games to console or was it just stay on PC. Excuse me. His answer was surprisingly candid, and he replied that we would get a better idea of that by the end of this year. So it seems like we're getting another Steam system of some sort. I have the Steam box. I love it. The Steam remote's great. What are your thoughts on them kind of getting into the console game?
I think that they have achieved a all of the audience of PC users, that I think people would be super happy if they put out a really good console. I think a lot of those PC users would also have the Steam console on the side, and I think that might be the go-to over Sony and Xbox, like, easily.
Do you picture it being a console, or do you think it's something similar? What's that thing called? What's that thing that you have? Is it the GeForce?
The Nvidia Shield.
That's what it is. Or do you picture it being something like that?
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just its own thing, and hopefully it would be really cool if it could also collaborate with your PC too. For people that do have Steam on the PC and stuff, that would just be great.
I think no
Just put
matter
out
what,
a
yeah,
console.
it'll like link up with the console. That just or the PC. Like that seems like a no-brainer.
I want to say that I really hope that they get I've messed with the Nvidia Shield more with like different games now, even just for local streaming, and I think everybody runs into the issue that there is input lag, and it just makes it not fun. Some games feel unplayable, especially games like for instance Resident Evil. You play it with a controller, and there's that acceleration factor with the sticks and stuff, and it makes it really hard to aim unless you turn all of that down, like unless you turn your sensitivity up and you take all that other stuff off. It makes it hard to. I tried playing it, casting it to my TV through the Shield, and I figure that Steam's device works the same way when you're trying to stream to your TV.
I didn't I didn't run into too much input issues. I feel like, and I played SteamWorld Dig 2 and DuckTales, and I feel like DuckTales you definitely need, like, it's an NES game, and NES games are all about timing. And I don't really feel like I ran into too many issues, but also, like, my computer was never that far away from where I was, like, casting it to. So it was never, like, a huge... but at the same time, I have Google Internet, which is like a mesh, like, wireless Wi-Fi system. And I feel like I get, like, really good signals no matter what. So...
It's weird. Like I have mine hardwired on both ends, like to the PC and to the Shield. And you think
Damn.
that it would, even the network connection, it's like zero ping, and there's like barely any jitter, and or the ping will be really low. There's barely any jitter, and it's just I'm still getting some kind of input lag, and I can't really figure out how to make it more usable. And it seems like every forum I pull up, it's just people that have the same issue. So it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But maybe that Steam device you have, that's good if you didn't experience any issues with it.
Yeah, it was great. And I got mine for like $5 because they're not doing them anymore. And really,
Oh, really?
yeah, they completely got out of that game. And then the controller was still like $20, and then on a Black Friday, I think it was like $3. The shipping for the controller was like more than the actual controller. Fuck, what was I gonna say? It's great. Like the Steam box is great. Just cast your whole PC too. Like you can go into big mode and basically have your entire PC like on your giant TV, and that's fucking awesome too. Like I'm way down for that.
I do like that about those devices and stuff, but that might be why, if they are going to release some kind of console, that might be why. Maybe they're just like put the full hardware in it. We're going to run Steam on this console. Like, how awesome is that? You can play your Steam games on your TV with the full hardware, not worried about any streaming, any input lag. I mean, and then everybody's going to be buying their games on Steam on a Steam console.
Right.
Absolutely, they are. Like, no one's going to buy them from anywhere else. They're going to buy them from Steam on a console. That's amazing.
I feel like we would still be a good ways away from anything though. Like if Sony is already saying like, hey, we can't get enough like transistors and microchips to create PS5s, like how the fuck is Valve gonna come in and be like, oh yeah, we have a brand new system? If they announce anything, I bet that bitch is still like 5 years out.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then we got one last bit of news here. One of my favorite games growing up for the SNES was Zombie Ate My Neighbors. I think I've actually talked about it on this show before of my love for that game. And there was actually a sequel that I never played called Ghoul Patrol. And both of those games are being re-released for the Nintendo Switch. And that's actually a Lucas, I think it was a Lucas Arts game at the time. So now Disney, Lucasfilm Games, and .emu are re-releasing this title for the Switch. And it got me thinking, oh, I am sorry. This game will be for PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And supposedly, Limited Run Games is working on a physical release, which I will have to buy because I fucking love this game.
Are you also a fan of? Are you a fan of Day of the Tentacle?
Yeah, dude. All the Lucas Art games were actually fucking sick. I believe Maniac Mansion was one of theirs as well, which was like Day of the Tentacle. I believe is the sequel to Maniac Mansion.
The Zombies Ate My Neighbors. No, I don't. It seemed so familiar, but I was watching somebody play it earlier, and it's actually a really cool game. If they're gonna remake something like that, it looks fun. You're like, you move around all different kinds of landscapes as this guy, but you're like, there's zombies out there. There's like trampoline. Like there's one scene where he's like in a backyard, and you're like trying to save people by collecting those and not getting eaten by zombies. But then like later on in the game, the guy, he goes into this bonus level that I'm watching play it, and he drinks like this potion, and he turns into like this giant purple demon.
Hell
that you can,
yeah!
like, fight with, and it's cool. It's definitely a really cool concept, and I think if they remake it, is it a remake or is it just
It's it's just a re-release. I don't even think they're remastering it. They're just like releasing it. A lot of those games, like all the Disney afternoon games, so like your Lion King, Aladdin, all that stuff. There's so many weird like licensing issues that a lot of people didn't think they would ever get re-released. These games being some of them, like with Disney buying like Lucasfilm Games, we never thought we were going to get like re-releases on this. So these games are actually just like being re-released.
We were talking about Sonic earlier, and I'm pretty sure, didn't that article say? Let me go back to this real quick.
I think yeah,
that's something that article covered. It said that Michael Jackson did songs for Sonic 3, and it was like uncredited, and that's why they're having an issue re-releasing Sonic 3,
which is like, wild.
What? Yeah, it is really wild. But yeah, I think a lot of games have had those issues.
Well, I know Disney Plus took down the Michael Jackson episode of The Simpsons, so we'll always find a way to get rid of him. But it got me thinking, JP, if there was a game from your childhood that we could get re-released right now, what's the first game to come to mind?
That's a super hard question.
Mine would have been this.
You know, it was a cool game that I don't think they ever redid. That just randomly came to mind. I'm not saying it's like my favorite or anything, but pretty sure it was on N64. I think it was called Nightmare Creatures.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
Super cool game. that game, scary game, dude.
That game was also for PlayStation, and I had it on a demo disc from like Pizza Hut or some shit. And I remember just playing the shit out of the demo. But yes, 100% JP, they should re-release Nightmare Creatures.
That was definitely a scary game. back then it was for sure a scary game.
I just remember
those demo discs were epic. Those demo discs were great.
I had so many demo discs from like, again, it was the weirdest places you can get them, like Pizza Hut. Sometimes PlayStation would just send them to you. Like if you registered your PlayStation, they would just mail you a demo disc and have a bunch of games on there. Yeah, PlayStation Magazine. Wow, I haven't thought about Nightmare Creatures in forever. There was like, I remember you could become a werewolf at one point. Like, I only played the demo. 1997, that game came out. Wow, wow, wee, wow. And I believe, like, there was a fear meter, right? So crazy.
I think so. Yeah, you're right. It was PlayStation, Windows, and N64.
It got a 78% on PlayStation and a 65% on N64. But yeah, why hasn't this game been re-released? Activision, that's why. Those fools don't know what they're doing. But yeah, look for Zombies Ate My Neighbors in June 29th. What up?
What is this? It says a nightmare. There's an article that says a Nightmare Creatures reboot would be perfect for Bloodborne fans.
Yeah, I do remember being like scared when I was playing that game.
It's I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it was that I was younger, or if it was just the way they did those games back then. But even like early Resident Evil was the scariest. Nightmare Creatures was scary.
Yeah.
I maybe it's because we're so used to it now, through like movies and everything else.
100%. Yeah, no, that shit's not scary now.
It's hard to recreate. It's hard to recreate that, I think.
But
Nightmare Creatures, conceptually is definitely a way to, go for it.
Sergio, can we count on you to start a Nightmare Creatures petition and get that over to Activision? Your silence confirms it, FYI. JP, you got anything else?
What about you? What would you want to see remade?
Oh, no, this was it. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Like,
no.
Okay, the original Grand Theft Auto, which also got re-released, is another game, but you still can't buy it anywhere. Like, you can't get it on Steam. It's on the fucking GTA? Yeah. Those games are great. I remember playing it and my brother being like, "Does Mom know you're playing this?" And like in the grand scheme of things, like running over like all those little people, it's nothing now. Like the shit you could do. Sergio says his firm audits Activision. So we have an inside man. He's refusing, but we'll talk to him. We'll get him to do it.
True.
All right, let's end this. I'm going to send you that clip of that girl getting caught cheating on that game.
Okay.
You got anything to close out the show with?
Nope.
Perfect. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms. Stackhouse just recently changed his social medias, and I can't remember what it is. I think it's Stacks with 2 X's. Make sure you follow him. Levi's socials are still popping up here in the chat. It's Frankenboozy. So that'll take you directly to his page on Instagram and Twitter. And we're Frankenculture on all social media platforms. Again, we broadcast live every Sunday on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. For JP, it has been the Frankenculture Podcast, episode 101. Thanks.
Night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Sergio wants to know. Sergio wants to know when the Nugget competition's happening.
I don't know. Is that? Are we past its time?
No, it's never past the time. I'll always do.
I'm down whenever.
All right.